August 17th stands out as a day of profound spiritual sensitivity and inner alignment, marking a unique moment in the flow of energy that invites deep awareness. It is far from an ordinary date on the calendar. Rather, it serves as a pivotal point where the usual rhythms of life meet a heightened state of spiritual precision. On this day, the usual layers of distraction peel away, revealing the subtle currents beneath your surface awareness, currents that can either reinforce your inner harmony or unsettle it with the faintest disturbance. This heightened sensitivity means that even the smallest ripple in your emotional or energetic field can feel significant. The day calls for a gentle yet purposeful approach, one where stillness becomes a form of active engagement rather than passivity. It encourages you to slow down your mind and body, creating space for clarity to emerge naturally, rather than forcing conclusions or decisions. Emotional protection is also paramount, not as a barrier to the world, but as a means of preserving your delicate inner state. What is unfolding within you during this time is subtle yet profound, a quiet transformation that requires your full respect and conscious care. Importantly, this day is not about retreating into isolation, but rather about honoring the necessity of preservation. It's an invitation to consciously step back from external noise and demands, not to shut yourself off, but to safeguard the process of change happening quietly within. This internal work is fragile. It's like tending to a tender seedling that needs nurturing and protection before it can grow strong and flourish. You are being asked to cultivate patience and gentleness with yourself, allowing this transformation to unfold at its own pace without rushing or resistance. The theme of closeness becomes a critical aspect of this day's challenge, but not in a way you might expect. Rather than facing open conflict or overt arguments, the real test emerges through the subtle dynamics with those closest to you. Their presence, their emotional tone, or even their unspoken requests may feel unusually heavy or demanding. This isn't about blame or misunderstanding, but about the nuanced ways in which energy exchanges can either support or drain your inner alignment. People around you, even with the best intentions, might inadvertently touch on sensitive parts of your psyche, stirring unsettled feelings or insecurities. The challenge lies in recognizing these energetic shifts without immediately reacting or taking them personally. It's like sensing a slight change in the atmosphere, something familiar yet unexpectedly off. This awareness invites you to develop a refined sense of discernment, distinguishing between relationships and moments that genuinely uplift your spirit and those that place subtle pressures or expectations on you. This discernment is not about judgment or cutting people off, but about understanding and respecting your own boundaries and needs. You are encouraged to tune into the quality of love and support you receive, noticing when it feels nourishing versus when it feels burdensome. This subtle energetic test on August 17th can deepen your understanding of what true emotional safety means and help you cultivate relationships that honor your inner growth. You're undergoing a profound evolution, a deep transformation that is reshaping who you are at your core. This process is not just about small changes or surface adjustments. It's a fundamental shift in how you relate to yourself and the world around you. You are no longer the version of yourself who could easily accommodate others without question or reservation. The person you are becoming moves with a quieter strength and a clearer sense of purpose. This new self recognizes the importance of boundaries, not as walls to shut others out, but as essential markers that protect your well-being and preserve your inner calm. In this evolving state, your relationships and interactions take on a different energy. Those who once had unrestricted access to your time, attention, or emotions may find that the door is no longer wide open. This doesn't mean you need to sever connections or isolate yourself. Rather, it means you are becoming more intentional about where you allow yourself to be fully present. Your nervous system craves environments and interactions that feel safe, supportive, and calming. You are learning to prioritize these spaces, recognizing that your energy is precious and must be conserved, especially during times of inner growth. A powerful reminder during this process is that hesitation is not weakness but a form of wisdom. Listening closely to your body's subtle cues, the quiet yes or no that might not always align with logical reasoning, is an act of deep respect for your evolving self. Sometimes your mind may want to push forward or rationalize a choice, but your body's response carries an ancient intelligence that should never be ignored. Honoring this internal guidance is sacred because it ensures you move forward in alignment with your true needs and authentic path. The concept of stillness becomes a vital form of protection, rather than avoidance or withdrawal. There is often a misconception that retreating or remaining silent signifies fear, weakness, or disconnection. However, this quiet pause is in fact an expression of spiritual intelligence. When you feel the urge to pull back or hold space within yourself, it's not a sign that you are running away, but that you are consciously preserving your energy and maintaining the integrity of your inner transformation. During times of change, there can be a strong temptation to explain, justify, or comfort others in order to ease tension or seek approval. Yet, on days charged with such potent energy, these reactions can inadvertently weaken your boundaries. Speaking too much or over-explaining can create openings for old patterns or outdated versions of yourself to creep back in. It can invite emotional confusion or energy drains that pull you away from the clarity you are cultivating. In this way, silence itself becomes a boundary, a powerful and eloquent statement that respects your process without needing to be verbally articulated. Choosing stillness is not an act of rejection or coldness toward others. Instead, it is a profound expression of respect for your evolving self and for the sacredness of your journey. It sends a message that you are honoring the inner work taking place, that you are protecting the tender spaces where growth is happening. By embracing silence and restraint, you reinforce your commitment to your own evolution, allowing transformation to unfold naturally and with grace. This approach nurtures your resilience and helps you emerge stronger, clearer, and more aligned with your authentic self. August 17th emerges as a profound cosmic crossroads, a day charged with celestial significance where the movements of the moon and sun converge to illuminate deep emotional and spiritual truths that often lie beneath the surface of our everyday awareness. This alignment creates an energetic environment unlike any other, one that invites introspection and heightened sensitivity to the inner currents shaping your life. The moon's influence on this day acts like a gentle yet powerful tide, stirring memories and emotions that may have been dormant or overlooked, bringing them into clear view for processing and release. At the same time, the sun's light shines unwaveringly on what no longer serve your highest good, exposing areas of misalignment and inviting you to confront them with honesty and courage. Within this charged atmosphere, interactions with familiar people, those who inhabit your closest circles, can feel heavier or more intense than usual. These moments often serve as spiritual tests or pivotal turning points, challenging you to move beyond automatic reactions and habitual patterns. Instead of responding impulsively, the energy encourages a pause, a deliberate space to breathe and reflect before engaging. This moment of stillness allows you to ask yourself a critical question. Is this moment for who I am becoming or who I used to be? This inquiry shifts your focus from past identities and old narratives to the emerging version of yourself, the one who is evolving with greater awareness and clarity. Sometimes, the most powerful response on this day may be no response at all. Words carry vibrations, and in such a sensitive energetic field, unclear or reactive speech can inadvertently disrupt your path, sending ripples that pull you away from your intended direction. Silence, in this context, becomes a form of protection and preservation. Choosing not to engage immediately allows you to maintain energetic clarity, preventing confusion and ensuring that your next steps are rooted in alignment rather than reaction. At the heart of August 17th's message is the profound invitation to prioritize alignment over familiarity. This means choosing what resonates with your true self rather than what simply feels comfortable or obligated. The day calls for discernment, an ability to differentiate between reactions driven by emotional nostalgia and those that arise from genuine energetic clarity. Familiar people in your life may reach out with love, kindness, or concern, but love itself is not always aligned with your current frequency or the path you are on. Access to your energy is no longer something to be taken for granted. Just because someone held space in your life before does not guarantee that they are still in harmony with who you are becoming. You are encouraged to honor the sacred, delicate process unfolding within you. What you are building is something fragile and powerful, a transformation that is not yet ready to be shared or influenced by external forces. Protecting this inner work requires you to be vigilant and intentional about who and what you allow into your energetic field. Sometimes the most potent act you can perform is simply to do nothing, not out of passivity or avoidance, but because holding your center with quiet confidence is an act of spiritual precision. It sends a clear message that your growth and alignment are priorities that deserve respect and care. By embracing the energy of August 17th with reverence and mindfulness, you create a sacred space for inner clarity and transformation. You cultivate the strength to discern, the wisdom to protect, and the grace to evolve in harmony with the cosmic rhythms guiding you forward. This day serves as a reminder that your energy is sacred, your path is unique, and your commitment to alignment is the foundation upon which your future is built. August 17th is a day that calls for a gentle but profound shift in perspective, not one focused on fixing, solving, or unraveling emotional complexities, but rather on simply witnessing and honoring the incredible journey of your growth. It's a moment to pause and acknowledge how far you have come, even if the progress feels subtle or quietly unfolding beneath the surface. This day encourages you to step back from the urge to explain yourself or make everything make sense, and instead lean into the power of presence and self-awareness. Growth isn't always marked by dramatic changes or loud declarations. Often, its most transformative moments occur in the silence between reactions, in the small choices that reflect your evolving mastery over old patterns. The true work of August 17th lies in recognizing and honoring these subtle victories, the times when you resist slipping back into familiar but unhelpful behaviors, when you choose silence instead of people-pleasing, or when you walk away from a potentially volatile situation without engaging in conflict. These actions might seem quiet or even invisible to others, but internally, they signal a profound evolution. Witnessing your own restraint and presence, especially in moments where you previously would have reacted impulsively, is a powerful testament to your inner strength and growing emotional intelligence. It's in these still, deliberate choices that your transformation is both anchored and revealed. Another essential aspect of this day's message is the invitation to prioritize space over closeness, not as an act of rejection or withdrawal, but as a courageous form of self-honoring. There may be moments when you need to create distance from others, even if it risks disappointing or confusing those who care about you. This is not about pushing people away, but about preserving your own peace and integrity during a delicate phase of growth. It's a reminder that just because someone reaches out to you, it doesn't automatically mean you owe them access to your energy or your inner world at this time. Similarly, love, while powerful and important, does not require you to abandon your boundaries or compromise your well-being. The day also gently challenges the notion that love means shrinking yourself to fit others' expectations. Love that demands you diminish who you are or ignore your needs is not true love. It's a memory of love, a shadow of what once was or what you hoped for. Authentic closeness respects boundaries and recognizes that silence, far from being emptiness or coldness, can actually illuminate the true quality of your relationships. When you choose silence, you give yourself space to reflect, and you invite others to reveal their true intentions and respect for your evolving self. If someone pushes against your silence, resisting your boundaries or pressuring you to engage before you're ready, that reaction becomes a powerful insight. It signals that not everyone in your life is meant to accompany you into the next phase of your journey or the new version of yourself that is emerging. August 17th is a day that invites a deep and gentle process of reflection and sorting, where silence becomes much more than the absence of sound. It transforms into a powerful mirror reflecting the true dynamics of your relationships and your inner state. This day is not about severing ties abruptly or cutting people off out of impulse or frustration. Rather, it is about observing with clarity and compassion who truly aligns with the person you are becoming and who no longer fits within your evolving energetic landscape. Silence offers you the rare opportunity to step back and watch without interference, to hold space for truth to emerge naturally without the pressure to act or respond immediately. In this reflective stillness, silence acts as a mirror that reveals several vital truths. It shows you who respects your space and honors your boundaries without needing constant reassurance or access. It highlights those who continue to demand emotional labor, asking you to give more than you can or should, draining your energy without reciprocation. It distinguishes those who quietly support your growth and stand with you in authenticity from those who merely seek access to you for their own needs, whether consciously or unconsciously. The energy present on August 17th encourages you to let things unfold organically, without forcing outcomes or rushing decisions. You are invited to allow messages, feelings, and interactions to rest in the quiet, observing which ones resonate and endure through the stillness. The shifts that occur on this day are unlikely to be dramatic or immediately visible. Instead, their power will reveal itself subtly, emerging later as a profound sense of inner peace, emotional lightness, and clarity. It is the feeling that you were not swept away by old patterns, emotional turbulence, or external demands this time. Instead, you remain grounded and present with yourself, choosing your own well-being and alignment over reactive engagement. This quiet victory is one of the most significant gifts you can give yourself, a confirmation that your growth is real, ongoing, and worthy of honor. Silence on August 17th is not a void to be feared or misunderstood. It is a sacred space of self-honoring that signals maturity and growth, not selfishness or avoidance. You are reminded that you do not owe anyone emotional access, explanations, or justifications, especially when your intuition clearly signals discomfort or misalignment. Even when loved ones reach out with care, concern, or confusion, you have the full permission and right to choose stillness over immediate response. Saying yes when your inner guidance says otherwise risks abandoning yourself, In your process of transformation, the moment you resist reacting out of guilt or avoid explaining yourself just to keep peace marks a turning point in your journey. It is the moment you honor your evolving self, placing your well-being and integrity above external pressures. This is not about shutting people out, but about protecting your energy and holding true to the path you are walking. It is a profound act of self-love and respect. As you embody this choice, you may find yourself quietly affirming, "That was the day I didn't open the door out of guilt, not because I don't care, but because I care deeply for myself." This powerful recognition holds within it the essence of your spiritual growth, a growth that values stillness, discernment, and the sacred space within you where true alignment begins. August 17th serves as a profound reminder that energy never lies, carrying a truth far deeper and more immediate than mere intention. While intentions often hold goodwill and positive purpose, they alone cannot guarantee alignment or harmony, especially when the underlying energy feels discordant or unsettled. This day asks you to move beyond surface-level assurances or comforting words and instead tune into the more subtle, yet powerful language of your body and spirit. The sensations within you, the tightening in your stomach, the hesitation before you speak or act, are not random or insignificant. They are vital signals of truth, calling your attention to energetic dissonance that logic or external explanations might struggle to explain. In this heightened energetic environment, your task is to prioritize awareness over intention. This means responding not to what someone says they mean or what you hope their motives are, but to the actual energetic resonance you feel when you engage with them. Even those closest to you, those who genuinely mean well, can carry energies that disrupt your sense of balance or pull you away from your center. The alignment of your energy field becomes the key metric for how you navigate relationships and situations, rather than relying on expectations or past patterns. The cosmic forces at play, such as the sun in Leo shining its intense light and the lunar movement stirring deep emotional undercurrents, amplify this dynamic, peeling back layers to expose what no longer fits and revealing hidden emotional patterns that may have gone unnoticed, even in connections you have trusted for years. August 17th is aptly described as a spiritual pressure point, a moment in time charged with a subtle yet undeniable power. It's not about grand dramatic endings or sudden epiphanies that shake your world. Rather, it's about those small, almost imperceptible shifts within you that quietly realign your path and bring lasting clarity. This day tests your ability to stay rooted in the emerging version of yourself, the one who is learning to navigate life with more discernment, strength, and self-respect, rather than slipping back into familiar but limiting habits and responses. It challenges you to hold steady under pressure, to recognize when old patterns beckon and consciously choose to remain anchored in growth. The wisdom embedded in this moment isn't about teaching others a lesson or proving a point. Instead, it's a call to remember your own lessons, the hard-won insights that have shaped your journey so far. August 17th invites you to prioritize clarity over connection, knowing that sometimes the deepest love you can offer yourself is to honor your truth, even if that means creating distance or setting firm boundaries. It encourages you to choose alignment over guilt, recognizing that staying true to yourself is not selfish but essential for your well-being and evolution. Truth becomes your guiding principle, transcending the need to justify, explain, or negotiate your experience to fit others' expectations. By embracing the energetic realities of this day with open awareness and grounded presence, you step into a space of profound self-honoring. You allow the subtle pressures and tests of August 17th to refine your clarity and strengthen your commitment to your own path. This moment becomes a powerful opportunity to affirm your evolving identity, to trust your intuition and body's wisdom, and to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose that is deeply aligned with your authentic self. You protected your peace instead of performing for approval, and this marks a significant milestone in your personal growth. It's not always easy to choose stillness, silence, and space when the familiar urges to explain yourself, to comfort others, or to prove your worth rise up. In many past situations, you might have found yourself overgiving, apologizing unnecessarily, or smoothing things over just to keep the peace and maintain others' comfort. Yet on this day, you made a different choice, a choice to withhold access to your energy and your inner world, even from those you deeply care about. This decision did not come from coldness or detachment, but from a place of clear understanding and respect for your own boundaries and needs. This internal shift is profound, though quiet and subtle, described aptly as energetic surgery without the knives. There was no dramatic event or bold declaration, but rather a series of powerful, silent changes happening beneath the surface. The real turning point was not in external actions, but in the moments when you refused to betray your authentic self for the sake of being understood or accepted by others. It was in the deliberate choice to stay true to your inner knowing, even when the pressure to perform or explain was strong. This restraint, this holding back of your energy for your own protection, is a deep act of self-honoring and a clear sign of your evolution. Your body, your energy, and your intuition gave you clear, undeniable data throughout this process, data that you have finally learned to listen to and respect. The discomfort, tension, or emotional fatigue you experienced in seemingly small and everyday moments were not random or exaggerated responses. Instead, they were vital messages from your nervous system and inner wisdom, signaling that something in your environment or relationships no longer aligned with your highest good. Perhaps you noticed feeling drained after a conversation that once felt effortless, or you found yourself pausing before saying yes to a request that previously would have received an automatic agreement. Maybe you sensed, without fully understanding why, that a certain ask or interaction felt like too much, weighing heavily on your energy. These are not overreactions or signs of weakness. They are crucial, finely tuned indicators of your evolving boundaries and self-awareness. This time you chose not to ignore or push past these signals. Instead, you observed them with curiosity and respect. You allowed yourself to pause, to create a space of silence that was not about avoidance or shutting down, but about conscious reflection and preservation. This silence is evidence of your emotional maturity and growing self-respect. It shows that you are learning to protect your energy and honor your needs without guilt or fear. By embracing this path, you're cultivating a new relationship with yourself and others, one rooted in authenticity, clarity, and deep respect. This transformation empowers you to move forward with greater ease and confidence, knowing that your peace is not something to be sacrificed for approval, but something sacred to be nurtured and defended. Your ability to hold space for yourself in this way strengthens your resilience and sets the foundation for healthier, more aligned connections in the future. This moment is a testament to your growth, a quiet victory that will continue to ripple through your life in ways both profound and lasting. August 17th stood as a significant spiritual checkpoint, a reflective mirror held up gently but unmistakably to reveal just how much you have grown and the boundaries you have learned to uphold. This day was not about creating drama or fueling confrontation. Instead, it quietly illuminated your personal evolution and the subtle yet profound shifts in your inner landscape. It showed you clearly what you are no longer willing to tolerate or accommodate, highlighting the edges of your energy and the sacredness of your peace. Through this reflection, you came to an important realization. Not every connection, no matter how familiar or once dear, deserves ongoing access to your time, energy, or emotional resources. Sometimes, the most powerful statements you can make are found in silence, where words would only dilute your truth or invite unnecessary explanation. In this way, August 17th invited you to recognize that boundaries are not burdens to bear with guilt or fear of disappointing others. Instead, boundaries are acts of self-respect and vital tools for maintaining your clarity and well-being. You learn that it is possible, and indeed necessary, to uphold these boundaries firmly, even when those around you may feel confused, hurt, or uncertain about your choices. The cosmic interplay of the sun's clarifying light and the moon's emotional exposure worked in concert to bring hidden subconscious patterns to the surface, particularly in relationships or connections that once felt safe or unquestioned. These subtle revelations encouraged you to see more clearly where energetic misalignments exist, especially in connections that no longer serve your highest good. Though the shift you experienced on August 17th was not loud or overt, it was deeply transformative. You may find yourself feeling lighter, more grounded, and less prone to reactivity in the face of challenges. This newfound steadiness is a direct result of your willingness to honor your inner truth, rather than bend to external pressures. Most importantly, you internalized a powerful truth that encapsulates the essence of your growth. You did not abandon anyone in this process, but rather you stopped abandoning yourself. This distinction is crucial as it marks a fundamental turning point in how you relate to others and, more importantly, how you relate to your own heart and spirit. August 17th was more than just a day. It was a personal threshold, an energetic crossroads where a subtle but permanent shift in your inner alignment took place. This shift did not manifest in grand gestures or dramatic moments, but rather in the quiet texture of everyday life. A phone call that left you feeling drained, a text message that carried an off energy, or a silence that spoke volumes without uttering a single word. These moments were no accident. They served as spiritual markers indicating that you have outgrown old patterns, behaviors, and ways of being that no longer resonate with your evolving self. You no longer belong to the version of yourself that once tolerated what your soul now resists with unwavering clarity. What made this day so pivotal was your choice not to react impulsively, not to feel compelled to explain or justify your boundaries, and not to sacrifice your own peace in an attempt to maintain superficial harmony. This restraint, this conscious holding of your center, was itself a powerful turning point. Moving forward, you are no longer operating from a place of compromise or appeasement, but from a grounded space of clarity, self-awareness, and authentic alignment. August 17th marked the beginning of a new chapter, one where your inner truth guides your actions and relationships, where your peace is protected as sacred, and where your growth is honored in every choice you make. Stillness and silence were your greatest sources of power on August 17th, not signs of weakness or retreat. Instead of chasing after closure or attempting to emotionally rescue others at the expense of your own well-being, you chose a path of deep restraint and inner strength. You allowed your silence to become a clear and firm boundary, your intentional pause to transform into wisdom, and your steady presence to embody true power. This was not about avoidance or shutting down. It was an act of profound energetic self-respect, a conscious decision to protect your own energy rather than pour it out in service of others' demands or expectations. By choosing to observe rather than react, you gain invaluable clarity about the people and patterns around you. This quiet vigilance allowed you to see who truly cared for you in a genuine, supportive way, who approach interactions with hidden agendas or unspoken demands, and who naturally fell away when their expectations were not met. The stillness became a lens, revealing the authentic nature of your relationships and the subtle energetic dynamics at play. It helped you discern what nurtured your growth and what hindered it, freeing you from the exhausting cycle of trying to fix or force connections that no longer aligned with your evolving self. What fell away during this process was never meant to stay. It was never truly aligned with the version of you who is emerging now. August 17th was not about dramatic endings or loss. Rather, it was about alignment, closing energy leaks, releasing outdated dynamics, and gently but firmly letting go of connections that could no longer meet you at your new frequency. The silence, the discomfort, and the fading of certain relationships all serve a clarifying purpose, acting as signposts guiding you toward greater authenticity and energetic integrity. As you move forward from this pivotal moment, you step into a new chapter defined by honoring your boundaries and fiercely protecting your energy. The connections you cultivate now are earned through mutual respect and genuine resonance, not inherited by obligation or past familiarity. This is a sacred threshold, a spiritual rite of passage marking the transition from old patterns of accommodation and overgiving to a space of self-loyalty and conscious choice. Because you chose yourself, your peace, your clarity, your growth, over the need for external approval, the universe is poised to respond in kind. You will begin to attract people, places, and opportunities that recognize and honor this new version of you. These alignments will reflect your elevated frequency and support your continued evolution. What was once hidden in the shadows is now illuminated, and your commitment to self-honoring opens the door to a life that is not only more authentic but deeply fulfilling. This is your moment of empowerment, a powerful declaration that your stillness and silence are, in fact, the foundation of your strength and the catalyst for the next phase of your journey.